Somebody else trying to get in. Just give me one more moment. Sorry, Nancy. Nicole. All right, I think she'll join us anyway. So we'll begin. So again, sorry about that. When you're ready, coming to find your comfortable seat. Closing the eyes. Taking a few deep breaths here. Breathing in and out normally. And just being aware of how your body feels at this time of the morning. How your energy is. Even though it's an hour difference from when we usually practice, it tends to make a big difference. So just being aware of how that feels for you. Sitting up tall. And then maybe at this moment, drawing your awareness to the shoulders, the neck, the area of the upper body where we'll be focusing on this practice. If you tend to have chronic injuries up in this area, or this area tends to be fairly tight and problematic for you, maybe taking a moment to draw the shoulders up to the ears, back and down towards the tailbone, drawing your navel into lower back, allowing yourself to sit up nice and tall. And then slowly guiding the hands to prayer in front of the heart center. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Setting a personal intention for your practice this morning. And then slowly allowing the eyes to float open. So keeping the hands in prayer here for a moment, we'll begin our practice with a 4-part Taoist breath, just to balance out our yin and yang energy. We'll be accessing more of our yin energy this morning, a very cooling, grounding energy, but also physically with the practice, longer held postures to really get the therapeutic benefits of our yoga for neck and shoulders. Have some dog energy coming in here. Hi, good morning, how are you? So from here, that's a big acorn. And the acorns are dropping and they're like big acorns. Ooh, just missed my head. So if I conk out, just keep going the practice without me. So from here, we'll start with the 4-part Taoist breath, taking the hands to prayer again. And we'll start this off nice and slow. So slowly begin to send the palms forward. Take the arms straight out in front of you. Turn the palms to face up. And then slowly, with making fists, drawing the fist back in toward your chest. And then from here, press the palms away from you, out to the sides. Once the arms are extended, turn the palms to face up. And then again, make fists, draw the fists back in towards the heart. And then take the hands to prayer. So we'll be doing that, matching the movement to breath for about a minute. So throughout it, I'll keep guiding you through it. And if you'd like to, close the eyes and just be aware of how the body moves. Again, hands to prayer. Inhale here. Exhale, press the palms forward gently. Turn the palms up and inhale, draw the fists in. Exhale, press the palms away from you, out to the sides. Turn the palms up and inhale, draw the fists back in. Hands to prayer. Exhale, press the palms forward. Turn the palms up, draw fists in on your inhale. Exhale, press the palms away from you. It's all while sitting up nice and tall. And then inhale, draw the fists back in. Hands to prayer. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, fists in. Exhale, press away. Inhale again, draw the fists in from the sides. Hands to prayer, 4-part Taoist breath 2 more times. Inhale. Draw the fists in. Exhale, press away. Inhale, fists back in. Last time, press forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, press away. Inhale, draw the energy back in. And exhale, hands to prayer. Relax the shoulders, just being aware of how the shoulders feel at the moment. And then slowly sending the fingertips down to your sides as we work in the area of the neck. And we can do this seated. So if you'd like to reverse the cross of the legs or come to a more comfortable seat, whatever works for you. Sitting up tall and begin to gently tilt your right ear to right shoulder. Now, once you're here, you have your option to maybe send the hand on the head for a deeper sensation, or cross the body with the right hand and gently press the left shoulder down. All while breathing and sitting up tall and just being aware of the sensation. So this may be the first stretch of the morning if you just woke up or you haven't stretched since you woke up. So a really nice way to awaken the upper body. And then slowly start to send the chin down to the chest. Now, once you do this, if it's accessible, interlace the hands behind the base of the neck and draw the elbows in, maybe round the spine a little bit, so you feel a sort of heaviness on the upper part of the neck, all without pushing and forcing. Just letting your body weight do the work. And then slowly keep the interlace of the hands. Begin to take your gaze up towards the sky, separate the elbows, maybe a light arch of the back. And then slowly again, draw the elbows in, round the spine, chin to chest. So almost like a seated cat and cow. Inhale, draw your gaze up, separate the elbows, arch the back lightly. Exhale, draw your gaze down, hug the chin in. One more time, slowly gaze up, support the neck, separate the elbows. Exhale, chin down to chest, elbows draw in. Now keep the chin to chest, send the hands down to your sides, just staying up on the fingertips to stay long and lift it out of lower back, as now left ear drapes to left shoulder. Same thing as you've done the other side if you'd like to, sending the hand on the head lightly or crossing the body with the left hand to really press right shoulder down. Make sure you're breathing. And slowly send the chin down to the chest one more time. And then send the head back on top of the spine. So from here, still where you're seated, come to send your right hand behind you and take hold of your right hand with your left fingertips and really draw the shoulder back and down. So that left hand is gently tugging on the wrist as you tilt your left ear to left shoulder. And then slowly come back to center Opposite side, right fingertips lightly grip, and right ear to right shoulder. All while gently tugging on the left wrist, not to a point where you're forcing, just to a point where it feels sensation. And then slowly come back to center. Come into a seated twist. So on the mat, you can keep with whatever seat feels good for you. Or if you'd like to, you can come into a gentle, almost like a deer pose, where for myself here, it's the left knee that's bent, the foot's in towards the right thigh, and the right knee is behind me. And then from here, you'll begin to twist towards your right side first. So again, any seat that feels right for you, but wherever you're working, you're twisting right, crossing the body with the left hand, sitting up tall, and breathe. And as you're twisting now, begin to tilt your right ear to your right shoulder, so you feel this gentle tug of the left side of the neck skin. And then begin to send your chin now down towards the right shoulder. And then slowly unwind and come back to center. Roll out the shoulders if you'd like. So that was a little deeper of a sensation of a twist that we usually do, just because we're really focusing on the neck area this morning. So just be mindful of how you're feeling. Don't overstretch. Begin to twist to your left side. Cross the body with the right arm. Reach behind you with your left fingertips. Sit up tall. And breathe here for a few moments. Just feeling the lift out of the lumbar spine. Noticing how far your gaze goes, and try not to have judgment towards it. Maybe again, the first stretch of the morning. When you're ready, you can begin to tilt your left ear to the left shoulder, feeling that gentle tug of the right side neck skin. This is also a great way to get the lymph system moving in the lymph nodes of your neck. They call this lymphatic pumping. You can stay here or begin to send now your chin to your left shoulder. Again, you may feel a deeper sensation, so don't do anything that you feel any pain or strain. And slowly unwind, coming back to center, gentle roll of the shoulders. Next, we'll be coming into cow face arms. So you can do this in half variations. So I'll just kind of guide you in slowly, and then you do what feels comfortable for you. So first, we're going to start to send the right arm up towards the right side of the ear. Then you come to bend in the elbow and send your hand behind your neck. So the elbow's gently out wide. Now, for many of us, this may be where we stretch, and this is perfect. Just making the shape counts, because you're also constricting blood vessels on the top of the shoulder. If you have a deeper practice, you can take your opposite hand and try to send the elbow behind your head and neck, all the while not hunching forward when you do so. So you don't want this to be straining. Just want to explore if it happens for you. If not, keep the elbow wide. Again, sitting up tall, you can keep grounded with your left fingertips, or if you'd like to, you can extend left arm out to side and make the full cow face pose. The left back of the hand comes behind you. And breathe. A gentle twist to your right side. Gentle twist to your left side. And slowly come back to center and gently unwind the arms, slowly with the right arm. And as you unwind it, just feel maybe some tingling in the fingers, roll out the wrists a little bit. You'll feel that instant rush of blood down to the arm, and that really helps to lower the blood pressure just for an instant. So you really feel those blood vessels working. Roll out the shoulders. And we'll come to the opposite side. Left arm rises. Bend at the elbow, send the left hand behind the neck. And again, throughout this, if we're here for too long for you, you can always make your way out and come back in. Same thing, if you have a deeper practice, send the elbow behind the head and neck, all while sitting up tall. And then the right arm out to the side, right elbow bends, and right hand behind the lower back. Draw the navel into lower back and breathe. Maybe a gentle twist to your right side. And then to your left. Back to center. Slowly release. Roll out the shoulders. So one more posture specifically for the neck, but also working the deltoids and the trapezius muscles and the upper back. So eagle arms, but for a different variation of eagle arms, your variation will be the arm crossing and the elbow hugging in. Because depending on the tightness of your shoulders or the girth of your biceps, it can be a little difficult. So come to extend the arm straight out in front of you. And first we'll start by crossing right elbow over left elbow crease. Bend at the elbow so the fingertips point up to the sky. You can stay here. You can have the back of palms press in, or if it's accessible, now this is where it gets a little tricky, the wrap of the hands. Begin to send your left hand to your face, and then the left fingertips press into your right palm. So again, it can be a little contortionism, especially if you have tightness of shoulders or bigger biceps. So if this is not accessible, keep your right arm straight and hugging in with your left arm. Begin to send the elbows slowly up, maybe the fingertips up towards the sky a little bit. So you really focus your breath in between your shoulder blades as you're working. Same thing here, gentle twist to your right side. Maybe feel the gentle tug, and then gently to your left side. Come back to center with the arms. And slowly unravel, unwind, roll out the shoulders, wiggle the fingers a little bit. We'll do that one more time on the opposite side. Arms straight out. Left elbow crosses over right elbow crease. Eagle arms on this side, wrapping the hands, or keep the arm straight and hug in with right elbow. Fingertips reach up towards the sky as well as the elbows. So the elbows are coming a little more elevated above the chest. Breathe deep into upper back and shoulder blades. Same thing, gentle twist to right side. And then gentle twist left. Back to center. Unwind. Roll out the shoulders. When you're ready, coming to roll over to hands and knees for cat and cow. If you're seated, you can come into a seated cat and cow, which is this motion here. So you can do all of this, really the neck and shoulders, if you're sitting in a chair, maybe the first thing in the morning as you're sitting up in bed. And then when you're ready, you can roll over to hands and knees. But if you're doing the practice in the chair here, rolling the spine. So when you're ready, come over to hands and knees, tabletop position. Coming into cat and cow, dropping the belly, rolling the gaze up on the inhale, rounding the spine, chin into chest on your exhale. Doing this for a few rounds at your own pace. Again, focusing on our target area of the shoulders. So as you come into your cat and cow, maybe for your cat, as you round the spine, really press the palms down into the earth. Keep pressing back of heart up. and then exaggerate it as you come into cow. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together. Same thing as you round, shoulder blades go wide, and then shoulder blades squeeze in as you look up. 2 more rounds of cat and cow. And then slowly coming back to center. So from here, coming into puppy pose or heart melting pose, keeping the toes curled under, start to extend the arms straight out in front. If you don't have enough space on the mat, you can send the knees a little further behind you. And then you'll slowly come to bow down, but the forearms come down and the buttock stays lifted. So it's a similar shape to child's pose, but you keep the butt lifted the whole time. Forearms down, come onto the chin or the third eye. If you need to, send a blanket or a prop if it feels too constricting on your cervical spine to bring the head all the way down. And breathe. Take one more breath. And slowly begin to make your way out. Next, we'll come into a twisted variation of heart melting pose or a twisted variation of child's pose. So it really depends on how your shoulders feel. The heart melting pose can be a little more intense because the hips are lifted. So you're welcome to, for this next one, come into child's pose with the hips. What we're doing is threading the arm underneath. So again, you can stay lifted as the arm threads. Now you'll notice when the arm threads and you're lifted, it's a little higher for the head. So you can take a blanket or, hello, you take a blanket or, I didn't need to come over here. Okay, oh, okay, wait the puppy. Take a blanket or you can sit the buttocks back towards the heels, whatever works for you. Do you like puppy pose? Look at that, that's all the dogs are here. Okay, the energy is here. So from here, coming into puppy pose or child's pose. Yes, they love it. So when you're ready, begin to send, thank you. Begin to send your right arm threading underneath your left and take your gaze to your left side. So again, you can come into child's pose or stay lifted in puppy pose as you twist. And slowly begin to make your way out. Yeah, see, there's a reason that all these yoga poses have animal names, and the reason why I think a lot of them are drawn to some of the energy, which is kind of cool. Next, we'll come into the other side. So again, child's pose or puppy pose, yes. And then thread left arm underneath right and twist to your right side. So again, all the while focusing on the in between the shoulder blades as you breathe. And gently begin to make your way out. And for a nice counter pose and a relaxation of the shoulders, let's come into embryo pose. So same thing, untuck the toes, buttocks back to heels, but rest the arms down to your sides with the palms facing up. And slowly transition to downward facing dog. Extend the arms straight out in front of you. Plant the palms down, shoulder distance apart. Curl the toes, lift the hips, and press the heels back. And begin to pedal out the legs. And right away, just notice the difference here of this downward dog and other ones that you've accessed, especially now that we've already warmed up the neck and shoulders. Notice if you feel a little more open in this area. Maybe a gentle pulsing of the shoulders. Take one more deep breath. Begin to slowly walk the feet forward to a standing forward fold. As we come into standing forward fold with a gentle hang of the head, neck, and arms. Deeply bend the knees, maybe a gentle sway from side to side. And then to get some deeper traction into the neck, if you'd like to interlace the hands behind the base of your neck, let the hands rest as the elbows draw in. And then slowly begin to press to the feet and gently rise up, vertebrae by vertebrae. As you rise, giving a roll of the shoulders up, back, and down. And not too much with standing poses today, but we will come into a gentle kind of a tree pose with working with the arms. So coming to find a stable ground for tree, first coming into mountain. So especially with mountain, you can either have the feet together or the feet gently about hip distance apart. Now, it may feel different for men and women. Originally, yoga was developed for prepubescent males, so they always had mountain pose standing together. But if you have wider hips, the wider girth, just bone width, the hips feel, the feet feel better and stable, just about hips distance apart. So from here, come to draw the arms out and up above the head. Interlace the fingers so the thumbs and forefingers remain free. Grounding down to the feet as you tilt to your right side first and really ground down through the left foot. Nice stretch in the left side body here. All the while, draw the navel and tailbone in together. And slowly come back to center and tilting opposite side, left side, navel and tailbone tuck in and breathe. Coming back to center and relax the arms out and down. Inhale the arms out and up. Exhale out and down. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale again. And exhale. Now on your next inhale, take the arms out to your sides. Keep actively reaching through the fingertips. And again, a nice sturdy ground. Gently twist to your right side. So just twisting the torso. Try to keep the knees centered as you're just working upper body. Keep reaching forward and back with the fingertips. This should feel a little strenuous, but if there's pinching or tugging, you can relax the back arm if that feels better for you. And then slowly come back to center, kind of like helicopter arms, and now twist to your left side. Try to keep the knees centered, just twisting the torso. Feel the strength in the shoulders, the deltoids, the biceps. Come back to center. Relax the arms. Roll out the shoulders. And just be aware of how the arms feel, even just by keeping them lifted for that long. So next we'll come into a standing forward fold with clasped hands. So if the clasped hand is not accessible, you can work opposite fingers, taking hold of the opposite wrist. Or when you come to fold, you can even use some kind of a fabric, holding on to a fabric on either side of the fabric. So whatever works for you. If neither of those feel good for the shoulders, you can simply come to fold and dangle the arms. So from here, interlacing the fingers or taking fingers to opposite wrist or using some kind of a fabric. Take a slow, deep inhale here, maybe a light arch of the upper back. On your exhale, bend deeply at the knees, hinge at the hips, and start to fold. Relax the head and neck once you get to where you're going. Let the belly rest on the thighs and breathe. Slowly release the hands, take the hands down. You can keep the knees deeply bent and step the feet a little wider apart here as we come into a standing forward fold with an opening twist. So same thing, if you need a prop underneath the bottom hand, you're welcome to do so, or stay up on the fingertips, or you can take the hand to the opposite leg. So first we're going to twist open to the right side. Left fingertips down, slowly rise up the right arm towards the sky and open up heart and chest for your open twist. You can keep the knees bent if that feels better for you. If you'd like to get deeper into hamstrings, you can straighten the legs, or same thing, keep the left hand on the left leg if that's easier. If the top shoulder is pinching at all, take the hands to the lower back. Breathe. And switching it up, right fingertips come down, open up to your left side. And you may notice that you start to tilt to your left hip. Try to keep the weight evenly on both of the feet. Again, same thing, bend the knees. You can even send maybe the right forearm on the right thigh to get deeper opening of the left shoulder. Just explore the body, get creative with your practice. And then slowly take the left hand down and begin to step back to downward facing dog. From downward dog, roll to high plank, push-up position. Stack shoulders over the wrists and lower down onto the knees. Knees, chest, chin. Hug the elbows in. Coming into cobra. Untuck the toes. Palms press down into the earth. If you'd like to, relax the head and neck or keep the gaze forward or gently up. Now here, working low cobra. So the palms plant down and are framing the breastbone. Elbows draw in, and if you can, try to draw the feet in as close as you can while the toes untuck. This is great for strengthening the upper back and thoracic spine. Take one more deep breath. Slowly transition to child's pose. Press the upper body up. Keep the toes untucked, buttocks back to heels. Few more rounds just like that. When you're ready, downward facing dog. Plant the palms, lift the hips, press the heels back. Breathe in. Breathe out, roll to plank. Breathe in fully. And breathe out fully, knees, chest, and chin. Breathe in, low cobra. Untuck the toes, elbows draw in. Breathe out, child's pose. Take 2 breaths here to get yourself settled. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, plank. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra, untuck the toes, stay low, elbows draw in. Exhale, child's pose. Take 2 breaths here as we prepare for one more round. Last breath. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, plank. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. One more breath. And slowly begin to walk the hands back towards the knees. If you'd like to, now we're coming down onto the belly. So if you'd like, you can send a blanket underneath the pelvic region, just if it tends to be sensitive, because we'll be here just for a few rounds. And when you're ready, taking the pelvis onto the blanket, stack the forearms, rest the third eye on the forearms, or turn your cheek to either side. A release of the lower back, rock the legs from side to side, windshield wipering. Swallow the bug. Welcome to yoga in nature. And then slowly relax the legs. So first coming into Sphinx, come off the forearms, spread the fingers wide, untuck the toes, but send the legs a little wider apart here. So with the legs wider apart, it makes the pose a little more accessible. Draw the shoulders back and down. You can stay here or explore seal. Fingertips point out to the edges of the mat, press down through the palms and lengthen the arms. So the elbows are straight. Again, same thing, shoulders back and down. And for some nice traction on the neck, relax the chin down to your chest. All the while pressing palms in and keeping the tops of feet pressing in as well. One more breath. Slowly lower down, stack the forearms again, turn your cheek or rest the third eye and windshield wiper the legs. Relax the legs, and next we're coming into locust pose for a few rounds of up and down. So you have your options with locust. You can have the arms resting at your sides with the palms down, or a little more challenging, the arms come straight out in front and the palms face together. So what we're doing is lifting the legs and the arms, the limbs, and then lowering down. So take your time. Third eye comes down onto the ground, palms to your sides or arms straight out in front. I'm going to do it with the palms to my sides first. And then slowly on your next inhale, rise up all the limbs, head and neck as well. Pelvis is pressing down into the floor. Keep the eyes wide open and breathe. Keep the toes active, everything's lengthening. Last breath. And lower. Turn the cheek if you'd like, windshield wiper the legs. One more time for the longer hold before we come into up and down. So I'm going to try it here this way with the arms straight out in front. On your next inhale, lift and breathe. All the while, anywhere you're working, shoulders back and down. eyes wide open. And lower down, windshield wiper the legs. So next we're matching movement to breath, coming up on the inhale and lowering down on the exhale for 5 rounds. Again, any arm position of choice. Get yourself grounded. And we'll begin. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, one more. Inhale. Exhale. And relax, release, windshield wiper the legs. And then one more posture here. We're going to try a supine, almost kind of cow face arms. So the same thing we practiced in the beginning of the practice. So you're going to start first with your right forearm in front of you. You can rest, and it's at a 90-degree angle. You can rest your third eye there for a moment. Then come to take your left elbow and bend your left elbow so the back of the hand is pressing into your lower back. And then eventually, if you'd like to, your third eye can come flat down on the mat, or it can stay down on the forearm or right wrist. And then same thing like locust, we're going to lift up all the limbs, keep pressing down through the pelvis. This really helps with a hunchback to get your posture back into alignment, and then lower back down. One more time, lift and lower. Let's do the opposite side. Left forearm comes in front, right arm behind you and bent. Now you can do this, you can feel the difference as you do it twice. You can either lift the legs or keep the legs actively planted into the earth. So just the upper body is lifting. Let's try that for the first round. Inhale, just lift the upper body. Exhale, lower. Inhale, just the upper body. Exhale, lower. Unwind and come into child's pose. Nice and slow as you extend the spine and press the heels back and buttocks back to heels. Let's come into one more shoulder opener before we come down onto the spine. This is called open wing. And again, you can still have your blanket there, or if you'd like to for open wing, I like to have a blanket or a pillow up by the head. So come to lie flat down on the belly. We'll start with the left arm extended out to your side. So your left arm is flushed out to your left side, the palm is flat down. Then begin to slowly open up to your right side, so you're coming on to your left hip. Now both knees can stay bent here, so you can kind of do this kind of scissoring of the knees, this shape here, all the while pressing your right palm into the earth. Or left leg is straight, right knee bends, and the right foot comes to the inside of the left leg, so your right foot is planting down on your right side. And letting your body kind of explore your deepest expression. So if this gets too intense, roll all the way back onto your right side and maybe just send your right knee down and your left leg straight. Unclench the jaw, slow, deep breathing. Gently begin to unwind. Relax the left arm, kind of let the blood flow back in, stretch and move in any way that feels good. When you're ready, same thing on the opposite side. Right arm extends, right palm flat and flush down to the earth. You can do this the whole time. Stay on the belly and keep the arm extending. That's okay as well. If you'd like to go deeper, roll onto your left hip. I'm sorry, you're on your right hip. And same thing, keep your right leg extended, bending into left knee and left foot is flat, or keep both knees bent and hugging them in. Really feel your chest expanding, the shoulder opening. This is working a lot with the top of your shoulder, your deltoid. If it's too intense for you, you can always take your right hand a little lower down to your side. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out, and slowly begin to unwind. Stretch and move in any way that feels good for you. When you're ready, you can make your way up gently, and we'll be using our blanket, prop, a towel, whatever feels right for you, and coming to roll it up like a thin bolster. So for our final pose, we're coming into a modified fish pose, which is great for heart opening, but also really restorative and therapeutic for taking care of the shoulders, which is something that, again, we activated. We did strengthening, lengthening, releasing, and stretching. This will be a nice releasing posture. So with your rolled up prop, you're going to have the roll just below your shoulder blade, so it's up a little higher in the thoracic spine. Same thing if you'd like, you can also take a pillow underneath the head, but for a little more of intensity of the stretch or deeper release, you have the head resting on the floor. When you're ready, lowering down onto your prop, just underneath the shoulder blades as the arms go wide. And something like this, because it's a gentle back bend, you can keep your knees bent, especially if your lower back is talking to you a little bit. You can butterfly the knees wide, soles of feet touch. Or for a deeper sensation, you extend the legs out in front of you. But again, if your lower back is tweaking at all, you keep the knees bent. Be here for a few moments as you really set the intention for the shoulders, the neck, the head, the chest to relax, to soften. Into this area where we tend to feel a lot of tension and when we get stressed, we tend to feel a lot of it in the upper body. Just let the weight of the upper body do the work, the weight of gravity. Unhinge the jaw, close the eyes. Slow, deep breaths into lungs and heart center. You can stay here, or for one more option before our Shavasana, you're welcome to shift the position of your prop. You can keep it again across the shoulders, or now you can come to bring it lengthwise. So just your spine is resting on the prop. Your buttocks is flat down. The end of the prop or blanket comes to the sacrum, and the whole spine rests on the blanket, on the roll. So just a different sensation. It may feel nicer than the other way. It may not feel as great. So again, if the other way feels better, please feel free to use the blanket perpendicular. You're welcome to keep the blanket here for your Shavasana, or if you'd like to, take the blanket away. And if for your Shavasana, even if you have a thin enough roll, you can place the blanket underneath the cervical curve of your neck. And when you're ready, taking these next few moments to relax, let the palms rest at your sides with the palms facing up. Send the feet a little wider apart. Let the feet drape out to the sides. And try to be as present as possible here as you rest consciously. Scanning the body from head to toe. Maybe feeling a nice release of the upper back, a heaviness with the shoulders and upper back. And just breathe slowly and deeply. Please feel free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you'd like to at this moment, maybe pausing the video before you come into your final stretch. Slowly beginning to deepen the breath. Wiggle the fingers and toes. And coming into morning stretch, so slowly rise the arms up and back beyond the head. Reach through the fingertips, point and flex the toes, roll out the ankles. When you're ready, roll to your side, cradle the head for a moment. Thank yourself for coming to the practice, and thank the body for everything it did. It was perfect. It's exactly where you need to be. Gently begin to make your way up to your comfortable seat. Closing the eyes once more. Sitting up a little taller. Draw the shoulders up to the ears, back and down to your tailbone. Guide the hands to prayer in front of the heart center. And then slowly come to draw the elbows out wide. So a gentle press of the palms together. Inhale here. Exhale, relax the elbows down. Inhale, press palms together, elbows go wide. Exhale, relax. One more time, inhale. Exhale. May you take your yoga off the mat and into your world today. Thank you all for tuning in. Peace. Namaste.